So we talked with Anthony. We've talked with with Anthony's mom, and we've talked to your kids. Everybody's painting a different story, a different picture about what happened. So trying to figure out from you the truth of what happened, and from what it sounds like, because you're not offering that. So it sounds like some of our other colleagues are there. It looks like there's boxes of food from the food bank. Is that true?
On the second day of March in the year 2020, while the rest of the country was about to hunker down due to the worldwide pandemic, agents from the Flagstaff Police Department would separate 3 adults and interview them, seeking answers for the senseless death of DeShaun Martinez. They first engaged DeShaun's dad, touching him in several lies and ultimately taking him down for the charge of murder. Then they speak to DeShaun's grandmother, who attempts to lay the blame completely on her daughter-in-law. But ultimately, she was held accountable for her actions as well. And now, after watching these 2 adults behave like immature teenagers, not understanding how to give CPR or when it might be a good idea to call the police, we now get a glimpse of the mother who bore the victims in this case. Will she have remorse for her involvement, or will this be more of the same shenanigans?
I got a bottle of water for you. I can't imagine how incredibly difficult this may be for you. Some tissues, if you'd like some tissues, and just a water bottle. Yeah, I'd like to try to figure out what happened and whatnot. Can I get your name? Elizabeth? Yeah, Elizabeth, do you go by Liz? Elizabeth, what do you prefer to be called?
Lizzy.
Lizzy? Lizzy, what's your date of birth? How old are you?
26.
What is it?
26.
26. What's a good phone number for you?
I don't have a phone.
No, you have no phone numbers? Even on Wi-Fi or anything?
I've only been using my husband's.
What would the contact number be?
I'm not sure. He literally just got a new phone. I haven't memorized the number yet.
You don't know?
I have to ask him.
Okay. Where do you guys live? Or where do you live?
Our van, we're homeless. We've just been staying at his mom's for the day.
You what?
We've just been staying at his mom's because we're homeless.
Okay. Can I ask a favor of you? I have an ear infection going on in my left ear. I'm having a hard time hearing you off my left side. Can we switch seats so I can hear you better? I'm sorry, that would have to keep asking you what and whatnot. Where you sit there, wherever you want, just so I can hear you a little bit easier. Might make things go a little more smooth. Sorry about that. Here's some Kleenexes if you need Kleenexes and whatnot. I don't know entirely what's going on, and because I don't know what's going on, I always read people what's called the Miranda rights. I'm gonna read those to you now, just because reading your rights doesn't mean you're in trouble or anything. It's just stuff I have to let you know legally, okay?
The rights were in fact read.
Tell me about your kids.
Everything. All of them. DeShaun was born 2 days after my birthday. And he's my baby. My everything. Because we almost lost him when he was a baby.
Tell me about that.
He had, a week after he was born, he had a UTI and lost lost over a pound as a newborn. And when we took him in, they said if we brought him in an hour later, he would have been dead. And ever since that happened, he hasn't been able to gain weight properly, and all his doctors, I don't know what it is. I don't know why UTI would even cause a permanent weight issue. But every time I ask them, they're just like, something must have happened because that's why he's not gaining weight. That's why he's not at his whatever percentile or whatever they called it. Because he's always been super tiny for his age, for his height, for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always been hard trying to get him to maintain any kind of weight. Like, we could give him, like, literally, actually, like, about a week ago, we gave him 4 sandwiches just to try to get him to not be so tiny, just to see if it would work, because before, if we let him, like, I guess overeat, he just would throw back up. And when I tried that, he didn't gain anything either. And I found out he got into my caffeine pills for weight loss, and then he lost literally all his fat from that, which was nothing really to begin with. So he's looked like a skeleton after that, and I know this was probably all my fault anyway because of that, because they were my pills, and I didn't catch him getting into them. And he had a whole stash of them, and it was just popping out like candy.
You were?
He was, and I didn't know.
Where did you keep it?
I had it in a pocket of my suitcase that was in my closet, but I didn't know he was getting into it. I didn't even know he knew it was in there, because I even forgot about it during the move.
So if you're here from the first 2 episodes, you know about the pills, you know about the closet. Now I think you see how they got their hands on the pills. They were in the closet.
Have you been seeing any pediatricians or anything like that?
We took him to Dr. Bosch here.
Bosch?
Yeah.
Are they with Mountain View Pediatric?
Yeah, that sounds right. And then we got turned away because I was...
I spelled Bosch.
B-O-S-C-H, I think. It's a weird spelling.
What did Dr. Bosch say?
She said that he's really tiny and that he probably won't grow into past 5 feet, and just to try to keep keep nutrition and stuff in him as much as we can, which is what, I don't know if they told you that everything that my husband was saying, but on the 7th we were supposed to be getting more money, and we were going to buy Pediasure to try that, because apparently that stuff actually makes you gain a lot of weight. It was literally a week away.
Did they set you up on like a plan of what he should be eating, how he should be eating, when he should be eating, like a meal plan, or did they line anything out for you, or just say, hey?
When he's hungry, feed him. He's literally always saying he is, and so that we're feeding him like all times a day, giving him water and stuff all times a day. But if he'd eat like enough to keep the weight, he'd end up throwing up and then losing it again, or just running around, he'd lose it. That's why I wanted to try the Pediasure, and then we were supposed to take him to Phoenix. The car got fixed to the children's hospital or something. It's supposed to be like the #1 hospital, so we're gonna see if they could tell us anything different.
What would you guys feed him?
Everything he ate. The pastas, rice, vegetables. That was his favorite. We didn't give him really that much sugar though. Meat. Because we eat a lot of meat because I'm anemic, and so is my daughter. So we try to get like the highest iron foods as we can, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we purposely give him like fattier foods even than what we were eating. That's why most of it was like starches and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't working. Every time we'd think he'd look a little bit bigger, he'd be gone by the next week. And those pills, I promise you, those pills are what fucked everything up.
Where are the pills at now?
I threw them away when I found them. I didn't find them. The only reason he found them was because he dropped one out of his pocket trying to show us something.
Who?
DeShaun did.
He had some in his pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
He went, Anne Marie had come over that day, and he went to show her something.
When you say that day, what day are we talking about?
The day that I found him, the pills, it was a couple weeks ago, maybe. I don't remember exactly.
A couple weeks ago?
He had one of those jackets that has like a front pocket right here, but it opens up at the top. And he went to reach and give her a piece of paper or something that he had. And one of them came out with it and fell onto the floor, and we had seen it. So I asked him about it, and that's how I found out what it was from, and that it was the caffeine pills.
Can you tell me about that conversation?
Yeah, it fell out, and then I had picked it up because he didn't notice that it had fallen out. I had just seen it, and when he walked away, I grabbed it. And it said DeShaun was 6. And he said it was candy because he didn't know, I guess, because it was it was the gel one, so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Show me where you got it." And so he took me to that pocket in my suitcase and pulled it out. And so I took all the rest of them and threw them in the trash.
A couple weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. He had hidden like a stash of them.
He had hidden a stash of them?
He had a pile of them that I had thrown away. I had found and thrown away.
Where were those at?
And they were in his pockets, his jacket pocket.
And when was that?
After I had found it, I went through his stuff.
So a couple weeks ago you went through stuff?
Yeah, because of how it had fallen. And then I asked his brother, because he likes to keep secrets with his brother. They have like this bond together. And I asked his brother if he had any, or if he had seen him take them or anything like that. And he said, yeah, but they're all gone. And I asked him how much, or if DeShaun had eaten them. He had said yeah. And I asked him if he did. He said yeah, but when my husband went and asked him to, he said no. So I'm not sure if they had both just popped on or what. But DeShaun's the only one that showed obvious signs of what it was for, was losing weight.
So how long do you think you'd been taking these pills?
Probably that day that I found him. Maybe the day before that too, because they're usually chilling out in the living room. They're not really in the room that much to be able to go through stuff like that.
So if you had to estimate based off the pills that you have and what you normally take versus what was there when you found it, if you had to take your best educated guess of I should have 3/4 of a bottle, but I only had a quarter, or you know what I mean? How much do you think? How many pills do you think went missing?
Maybe 5.
You think you only took 5 pills?
At least, yeah. Probably not much more than that because of how much I found in his pockets too. And in the bottle. The bottle wasn't empty. It still had a good amount inside of it.
So, about 5?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Where's your guys' van at right now?
It's parked outside of Anthony's other sister's house.
Where's that at?
It's in Sunnyside.
Where?
It's right next or behind there's a little mechanic place there. I forgot what it's called.
What's her name? The other sister?
Cassandra.
What type of van is it?
It's a green Ford, a Windstar.
Was it registered too?
Mm-hmm.
Do you the registered owner?
Mm-hmm.
Do your kids ever get in trouble or anything like that? Like, do they ever act out?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about that?
The boys mostly would, if one of them got the other mad, they'd get in fights, like physical fights, and we'd have to break them up. And they like to steal stuff a lot. Mostly food and drinks that they weren't supposed to have, like candy and stuff.
Steal stuff, what do you mean? Like from stores?
No, just from the house. Like they'd go sneak into the fridge or kitchen and get stuff and just stuff like that.
Like what stuff were they supposed to have that they were taking?
Candy, sodas, so well, usually what they had.
Any other foods?
I caught him with a loaf of bread once. No. Actually, they had coffee and they got really sick after that because they're lactose intolerant. But nothing not like regular food, I guess. It's like stuff that they need. That if I asked for it or something, that they'd be told no until after dinner or no until. Just because it was too late and stuff, because it would be at night that they would take it.
And when you say out of the pantry, is this in the RV or is this?
No, it's at his mom's house.
His mom's place. Did they ever get in trouble for that?
Yeah, they get time out for it.
As we head to our first commercial break, so far, her story is in line with her husband's and with her mother-in-law's. But we know they were lying. So the question is, will this officer call her on her lies as well? We'll find out when we get back.
Kind of like a therapy thing in Iowa, because he gets so mad he hit his now 2-year-old sister, or tried to, or hit himself. And so we've been trying to get that under control. I mean, he's been kind of better with it, but I mean, they still have anger issues every once in a while. I was told there was some kind of medication to try to get him on, but I don't like the idea of medicating them that young.
Were any of your children on any medications?
Mm-hmm.
Did any doctors ever tell them that they should be on medications?
No, our doctor said we could take them to I guess there's like a kid's psychiatric place here. I don't know what they called it. No, they said they might put him on meds, but I haven't taken him there yet because if I was trying to get the Phoenix thing done.
Mm-hmm. What other disciplinary measures did you guys use?
We have him go in timeout, or have him say sorry, which I hated. I got a few times, but other than that, they didn't really get disciplined.
What were the like?
What do you mean?
Can you tell me about like how'd that happen? What were those incidences like?
Like, what did they do?
Yeah, was a timeout for something that happened that was smaller versus for something that larger, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
can you tell me more about those?
Yeah, they were usually in timeouts for, like, little things that they just knew they weren't supposed to do, or for, getting into stuff. And then they got, when their sisters, because the girls were starting to act out and hit back at each other, like they would hit them.
Mm-hmm.
But then they got for it because of they're so much bigger than their sisters, because their sister was 1 when they started doing that. Yeah, that's what it was. It was timeouts.
What are timeouts like?
To sit in the corner for the amount of time their age was what our doctor recommended. Like a minute, like for the 5-year-old, it'd be 5 minutes.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
How often do they go on timeout? Sorry.
Depended on the day. If they were just being, like, purposely being bad all day, then they just keep going in timeout.
For 3 and 4 or 5 minute increments, whatever their age is.
Yeah. But yeah, if they were good, then they were fine.
Well, let's talk about like the last couple days. So tell me about everything you remember from yesterday.
Just stayed home all day, didn't really do much. There wasn't really anything going on yesterday, actually.
Something must have happened on
Just
Sunday.
eating and
What happened on Sunday? Like, walk me through your whole day.
we woke up with the kids.
What time do you guys wake up?
Around 9 is when they woke me up. And then I let her dad sleep a little longer. I don't remember what time. And the kids were all just playing and laughing and watching TV.
Where were you guys at?
Both were in the room for a little bit. We were in the living room.
So you guys are over at...
Yeah.
Okay. So not every night you guys go to
To the
Belmont.
Yeah, that's just because the van broke down. Usually we are.
Okay, how long has the van been broke down for?
About a month, I think.
So-
We're trying to get taxes to get it fixed so we could go back and use it again. Is what I should say.
And it's just been parked in front of his sister's house?
Yeah.
Cassandra's house for the last month? So the last month you guys have been living in Monte Vista?
Yeah.
Okay. So you woke up around 9-ish.
Yeah. And they asked for breakfast, so I fed all of them.
What'd they have to eat?
Cereal. And then
Do you remember what kind of
bread
cereal?
too, because they wanted bread. Honeycomb. And then and Cassandra had to go to work, so she had dropped off her daughter for Anthony's mom to babysit for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing with her while she was there. And then, yeah, she was there for until I think 4 or 5.
So Cassandra hung out for most of the day then? So if I'm understanding right, Cassandra hung out most
Her
of the
daughter.
Oh, Cassandra's daughter.
Her daughter was
Okay.
being babysat.
How old was Cassandra's daughter?
1.
So Cassandra's daughter hung out with you guys, they were already mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
So she was there till 4 or 5?
Yeah. And then
What'd you guys do?
we watched some Netflix, had the kids just crawling around the floor playing with her since she was just learning how to walk. So she was like coming up with all of them. And while they were playing with her in the room for a little bit, just to lay down. And that was like hour and a half maybe, and then I had the brought the kids all back into the room, and they watched TV on the laptop.
What'd they watch?
Barbie, the girls picked. And I'm trying to think of what time. I think after that we just had dinner and went to bed.
So you guys had dinner at?
Right after Aaliyah left is when they started cooking it.
Aaliyah's the 1-year-old?
Yeah.
So around 4 or 5?
Yeah, probably. And then after that everyone laid down and started chilling out around.
So when you guys went to bed, where does everyone sleep at?
So they redacted this part so much that I just cut it out of the video. But she basically explains that the kids were sleeping on the floor in various places. She didn't mention anything about the closet. Let's just put it that way.
Does Grandma have her own bed in her own room?
And Anthony was up longer than me because he was on his game.
What type of game?
It's called Daisy. It's a video game.
What time do you think he went to bed? What time do you think he went to bed?
I have no idea. Sometimes he stays up and doesn't go to sleep at all, so I'm not actually sure if when he went to sleep last night. But I know he did tell me that when I woke up that he had heard the boys whispering to each other at 8 o'clock this morning, and DeShaun had asked him something, and if it was time to get up, probably, since he asked that every morning. And he had said no, so they had both gone back to sleep until it was time to take my daughter to school. And
what time's that at? So, like, with as far as in regards to today, tell me about everything about today. Do you remember?
I got up at sometime a little after 11 because I slept in, and I only don't wake the kids up because I get ready first, and then I go and get them up.
So tell me about your day. So you went to bed last night about what time?
Last night, I was listening to stories on my phone until I passed out, so probably didn't actually fall asleep until around midnight or 1 when all the kids were already asleep. Anthony was the only other one up. And I woke up at around 11, a little after that. Went to the bathroom, got ready.
So between midnight, 1 a.m. and 11, what happens during those times?
I was asleep.
Like, do the kids go to school? Do they eat breakfast? Do they sleep until 11 with you? Like, what happens?
They sleep until either 11 or 12, depending on what time I get done and get them up.
What time do you put them to bed?
8 usually, but the girls usually don't pass out until 10.
So the kids go to sleep somewhere between 8 and 10?
Yeah. And
they don't wake up until...
Well, Anthony said that the boys were awake at 8 this morning, so I don't know if they've been just recently waking up then, because I don't wake up that easily.
But do they go back to sleep until 1?
They go back until around 11:30 or 12 usually.
So you woke up at 11?
Mm-hmm. And I got ready, which takes me an hour. And then I went to get her ready for preschool, and then she was the only one who goes. And then I had Anthony wake the boys up because I was doing her hair.
So from 11 to 12 you got ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what happens at 12?
And that's when I came back into the room and told him to get the boys while I got the girls. And that's when he found him under his blanket, not moving, not breathing.
So, I feel like there's a large gap in time where we're missing a lot of details.
He was fine at 8 o'clock. I know that for sure because Anthony told me that he was talking to him just fine. So besides that, I don't know if he got into something because he was drooling out the side of his mouth. So I don't know if he had some kind of weird reaction to something he got into. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Does he get into things?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
He's the one that got into the caffeine pills last time.
What else does he got into?
Food, usually coffees and stuff. That's what I don't have any other pills. Besides for anemia, which is iron, and those he can't reach. They're at the top of the thing in our room, and I checked it. It's still there. It was still closed. It was everything. So I don't know what else he could have got into.
So there's when I'm looking at this timeline here,
mm-hmm.
we're running into some rather large gaps.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to ask you what you did yesterday, and you were like, boom, 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 telling me all these things. And ask about today, there's just big gaping hole between events. You know what I mean? So I think something else there's more stuff going on that we need to know what's going on during those times, especially when it's critical to finding out what happened to your son.
I want to know too. And I don't know what you want me to tell you. I didn't wake up until late. And it was only when he was up and was talking to him earlier this morning. That's what he told me.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that interaction you had.
He told me that he had both the boys had been up at 8 o'clock this morning. Because that's what he was up. I don't know if he stayed up until then or if he had woken up and heard them, because he didn't tell me that.
But does that make Anthony mad that they're getting up that early when he's going to bed late and he's not getting as much sleep?
No, he hardly sleeps as it is.
Like, were they wanting to play and bounce around and he's just trying to sleep or trying to,
No, he said they were just in there, and then when they heard him, he said that they talked to him for a little bit, and then, regular stuff, that he said he seemed fine. He wasn't acting any different. I don't know, that's all he told me. And then when I had him wake him up at 12, a little after 12 probably, then that's when he wasn't fine anymore. And there was spit coming out of the side of his mouth. And then I tried to do CPR, his mouth wouldn't open.
So, when you went to bed last night,
Mm-hmm.
how's your room arranged? If I were walk in there.
Mm-hmm. We walk in and there's a huge bed that takes up pretty much the whole room anyway. And then that's when you walk in.
So if this is the room,
mm-hmm.
where's the door? And this would be north, right? Where's your guys' entrance into this room at? Along which wall? There's a hallway right here, there's a hallway here.
Let's say if the hallway is right here, you go in.
So this is your main entrance in the south?
No.
Alright, so let's just say this is the door. You enter the door. Which way is the door open? Does it open into the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes like this, into the bedroom?
And the bed takes up most of the room.
Most of the room like this? All the way?
It's this way. The door's more right here, but it's the same.
So the door's kind of over here?
Yeah.
Okay. And the bed goes right like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then there's a dresser right here.
Along the wall?
Yeah.
What else is prominent in the room?
There's well, the closet's like right here, and then the kids' kitchen, like one of those toy kitchen is along with those.
Toy kitchen.
Yeah. And that's really it for them.
Everything
else is
where do the kids sleep at?
Right here along the bed.
So kids are sleeping right here on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
What's the order of how they're sleeping? Who's where?
It's different every time they move in their sleep.
Is this the head of the bed?
Yeah.
Is this the way their heads are facing?
Mm-hmm.
You can have his head over here?
Yeah.
So that's how they were when you went to sleep. When you woke up, how were they?
Mm-hmm. When I woke up, they were covered with blankets.
As we head to our second commercial break, Elizabeth is going to detail what happens when she wakes up and leaves the room and they discover DeShaun. And we're going to see how that information compares to what her husband and what her mother-in-law has previously said.
You say you get the boys and tell me what you hear. Like, I want to be like a fly on the wall if I was watching a movie.
I was saying that with my back to the room as I was walking out. I'm like, and I said, babe, can you get the boys up? And he's like, yeah. So as I'm walking out, I hear him, okay, time to get up, like saying it loud. And then he said it again, and then he just started screaming. So I came right back in.
What did he scream?
He said something's wrong with DeShaun.
Where was Anthony?
With him. He had come in to wake him up, so he had lifted the blanket. Anton gets up easy, so he was already sitting. So he took the blanket off of DeShaun and said, come on, it's time to go, or time to go into the living room. And he wasn't moving, I guess, so that's when he yelled. And so I came in, and I grabbed him and took him into the living room. Tried to do CPR, like the officers, 911, whatever.
Who called?
Well, Anthony called, but he gave the phone over to Anne-Marie to talk to them, so he could.
Anne-Marie, mom?
Yeah.
Oh, his mom. Okay. Where was she during this whole thing?
She was walking back and forth between trying to deal with my other kids and seeing what was going on.
Now, from the time you guys go to sleep and wake up, and does she ever come in and check on you guys or check on the kids? Or?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you don't wake up at 8. You just hear from Anthony telling you that the boys were up at 8. What time did that happen at?
He
told you that the kids were up.
He told me after everything happened. He said that he was fine at 8 and he knows that because he heard them. And he talked to him.
Tell me about your getting ready.
I go to the bathroom and do everything I have to do in the mornings to get ready. And I'm in there the whole hour.
Are you in the bathroom the entire time?
Yeah.
When you woke up, where were you? So you're over here and then Anthony's over here? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not a very good artist. When you wake up, what do you see?
When I woke up, everyone was asleep. So, usually I'll just sneak off the end of the bed that way and get what I need, like my bathroom bag, and just.
Did you hear anything going on while you were sleeping?
No, no one was even awake. Antoine he had been up earlier.
Tell me about the conversation that you and Anthony had about him saying that you saw him at 8 in the morning and whatnot.
Because Anne-Marie had said, she asked what happened or something, or if, how long he'd been like that, or if we had talked to him at all or anything. And then Anthony said that at 8 o'clock he was talking to him just fine. And I don't know what she said, I don't remember. I was screaming, holding DeShaun. And I tuned everybody else out. I honestly don't know what was said after that. That's literally all I remember. It was him saying he was fine at 8. And then I know Anne-Marie walked back to her room to leave something. I think she called, or was trying to call 911, but then Aunt did on his phone, and then gave the phone to her. But,
who else did you guys call?
I know she had called Anne-Marie to come for the kids.
So Anne-Marie called Anne-Marie?
Yeah. But that's all. If they called anyone else, I don't know about it. All I heard was the 911 call.
Did you call anyone?
Mm-mm.
Social media, Snapchats, Facebooks, anything like that?
No.
Do you know if Anthony did?
No.
We just know that Anne-Marie called Anne-Marie Jr.
Mm-hmm.
to come over and watch the kids and figure out stuff.
Yeah.
Has anything like this happened before?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had any other issues with him sleeping or sleep apneas or hard time waking up or anything?
I mean, he's a heavy sleeper, but other than that, no.
I mean, obviously, one of the things we do in deaths is it's rare, right? It's not. It's an anomaly. Usually, it's not like we can say it's a natural thing most times because usually that's old people that it's just what happens when you're old, you die. Younger people, that's not expected. So a lot of times what we do is autopsies and stuff like that to kind of figure out what's going on. Is there going to be anything in that autopsy that's going to come back that's going to be a surprise, or you would think, man, this was something he got into?
Well, it's because he wasn't keeping me weight on. It has to be. Because if it wasn't that, it's that he got into something. Because I don't know. I've never seen a dead body before. I don't know if it's normal to be foam, not really foaming, but like drooling with bubbles and stuff at the mouth, if that's normal or not. Do you know?
Depends. Depends on the situation, and that's what we want to find out. Not foaming?
It was like just drool, like thick drool. It wasn't like actual like foam. I don't know how to explain it.
How did he feel?
How do you feel?
Mm-hmm.
When I got him or what?
Yeah.
He felt cold. I couldn't open his mouth when I tried to do CPS, but other than that,
What do you mean he couldn't open his mouth?
I guess to try to get his mouth open, and it wasn't moving.
Mouth was stiff, like the jaw was locked?
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to eventually get it open?
When the cop came in to continue the CPS after, or from what I was doing, he couldn't either. He said, I can't open his mouth.
How the rest of his body feel?
No.
Malleable? Stiff?
No.
Hard?
He was bending. He wasn't stiff or anything. Even his skin looked normal. They asked on the phone if he was green, and he wasn't. He was his regular skin.
What other things around the house that he could have possibly got into?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe soap. There was soap in the bathroom, but other than trying to eat that, I don't know what else could have.
You were in the bathroom the whole time, right?
Could have, yeah.
So it couldn't have been in the
But
bathroom.
I'm saying if he had gotten into anything the night before or anything.
What about, and I don't care, but what about like drugs, prescription or illicit?
Mm-mm.
Do you use anything? No marijuana, nothing, anything for your anxiety?
I've smoked marijuana a few times, but I don't have anything. I don't have any for him to have,
No prescriptions or anything like that?
No.
What about Anthony?
No.
Has he ever used any illegal drugs?
No. he did when he was a kid because of his dad, but no, not since I've been with him.
So there's no codeines or fentanyls or
No.
meth or anything around the house or anything like that? What about chemicals to clean the house?
Henry keeps all that stuff in her room, and he doesn't go in there because she has like boxes stacked on like against her walls that she doesn't want them knocking over and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But all that stuff she literally keeps in her closet. Only things really that are out are dish soap and like body wash and.
What did you see anything abnormal with that?
It's just like a pump handle though, so anyone could take some of it out and like it wasn't empty or anything.
I'm not a doctor.
Unless it's
right. So I'm not a doctor. I just know that your other son looks significantly small compared to other kids his age, and it sounds like DeShaun was also kind of small in stature as well. I don't know if just taking a little bit of soap or a little bit of this would cause these issues, you know what I mean? And if you only had 5 pills...
That's what I'm saying. I know it's going to be the main cause is going to be because because he has no fat on him, because he doesn't gain weight.
Well, if he has no fat on him and he took caffeine pills like how long ago?
A couple weeks
ago. You think that would have probably already taken effect on the body then?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it did. He lost weight right after that.
How much weight do you think he lost?
Probably like 8 to 10 pounds. And then after that, that's why Emery's been giving him like rice and fatty foods and stuff to try to get his weight back up. And then it wasn't working. He wasn't gaining. That's why we were supposed to be getting Pediasure this week or next week. Whenever the 7th. Because he's been on Pediasure before. And it helped him when he was little.
Do you think there's anything that I haven't asked you think I need to know kind of right now? Or you're like, you should probably know about this, or we haven't touched on this topic yet, or... I understand this is difficult, but obviously it's something we need to do to try to figure out what happened.
So I don't want to misrepresent what we are watching right now. I want to be honest about what I did. So there's like a 3-minute pause between his question about, is there anything you want to add to this, and her answer. And because it's just a bunch of silence, I cut it out. But I want you to know she sat there thinking for like 3 minutes, and he just waited patiently. So that's the true context of what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have a phone with you or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a phone?
I have one I use just for like movies and stuff. I don't use it as like a phone.
Where's that at?
Yeah, the house.
The house? What type of phone is that?
It's a really old Samsung, I'm not sure, like 5 or something.
Where's it at the house?
Probably on the floor in the living room, I don't know.
When's the last time you were in the RV, or the van?
And it broke down.
A month, so it's been a month?
Yeah, after we parked it there, we haven't touched it.
Neither one of you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's some water for you. I'm going to be right back, okay? Before you get some water, I'll get some Kleenex. I'll be right back. Yeah, Lizzy, I'm back. I had to use the restroom there, sorry. I brought my water bottle, I don't get water either. to recap with you kind of what we've talked about so far and kind of go from there. So if I understand you guys correctly, oh, you know, I forgot to get your social security number. What's your social security number?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know your social?
No, it's in Anthony's wallet.
Is what?
It's in Anthony's wallet.
It's in Anthony's wallet. Okay. Do you know Anthony's phone number?
He just got a new phone. Because what doesn't work anymore.
New phone number, two different things?
No, both.
Both? Okay. All right, so if my understanding is you've been married to Anthony Martinez a little over 6 years. You have a couple children in common in respective ages, 7, 6, 5, and 2. You guys kind of both grew up here in Flagstaff, met at TIA, up at Flag High. You guys went to Iowa together. Was that after you were married or before? After you guys been married. Had both the girls over there, and moved back to Flagstaff. You guys moved there initially because Grandpa wasn't doing so hot. He ended up passing, and you want to make sure things kind of worked. Sounds like times got tough financially over there and living situations and stuff like that. So you guys moved back to Flagstaff in your guys' van, and for the most part, you lived a little bit with his sister Anne Marie for a month or so, and then that house got up and sold, and then you've been living in your van in the evenings out at Belmont, and during the daytimes you guys would drive over to his mother's house. It was Anne Marie, we'll call her Senior, and that's off of Monte Vista Drive. And you're a single mother, and Anthony was employed, but was laid off recently because the boss up and sold business and just kind of left you guys high and dry. Since then, times have been tough. It sounds about right so far.
Yeah.
So what would be like a wake up time for you? What time do you normally wake up at?
That is normal. I wake up at 11.
11 a.m.? Do you set an alarm?
Yeah. I get ready, and then at 12, everyone else gets up. We take my daughter to school.
So when you get up at 11 on most days, what happens?
I get ready. I'm not, besides Anne Marie, I'm the only one up. Like all the kids are still asleep. Sometimes Anthony's still asleep. Sometimes he wakes up too.
And what does getting ready look like?
For me personally?
Yeah.
I get dressed, do my hair and makeup, brush my teeth, do all this. And then I wake up, get ready for school, get her dressed, do her hair, have her teeth.
So when you're getting her up, how's that work? Like, do you pick her up, come here? How's that work?
I usually pick her up. She's the heavy sleeper, and talking to her usually doesn't do anything.
And how old is she again? She's 2?
No, she's the 4.
4, sorry. So you pick her up, and then you take her
to the bathroom.
What happens
She
in the
usually gets
bathroom?
dressed in there when I brushes her teeth while I do her hair. That's how she goes to school.
Okay, so I got that right in my head. And when you see her make the food, does she make the food while you guys are there? Does she not? Like, how's that work?
She gets it started as we're walking out the door. And then most of the time they're done eating by the time we get back. And then sometimes when we get back, we'll eat. Sometimes we won't. We don't really eat that much.
You say we, who's we?
Yeah, Anthony.
How come? Is it like money tough or what? Is that just can't afford food or?
I don't know, we've gotten into the habit, I guess, of only eating like one meal a day. if that. I mostly just drink coffee all day. When he drinks sodas all day. So he, whatever.
How'd you guys come to that consensus of only eating one meal a day?
Because before, when we got less food stamps, that's what we did, and then we just give the kids all the food, and then now that we do have money for it, we just are already in the routine, I guess, of how we used to be. So we never really stopped it.
Do you have food stamps now?
On the 7th.
Every 7th?
Mm-hmm.
Who goes grocery shopping?
Usually, Anna Marie Jr. will take me and Anthony in her car to go get food for. Sometimes for the week, sometimes for just how grandma.
So grandma takes you and Anthony?
No, his sister, the little one, little Annie.
Junior?
Yeah.
Sorry. Junior Anne Marie. So you don't buy any of the food? You don't buy any of the food?
Just with food stamps.
So you do go shopping? So you shop with the food stamps?
Yeah. And then with that we'll get money. Like actual money.
What do you mean?
I have an app that if you buy food you get like regular actual money back. So we'll buy a certain amount of food and get like $20 back. Or however much we buy.
So with the food stamps, you buy the food that qualifies for the cash back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. As we head to our third commercial break, 3 of 4. If that's true, if they get cash back if they buy the right food with their food stamps, they should never run out of food. I mean, you think about it like that. You got extra cash now. But now we know how they're paying for that cell phone, how they're paying for the video games and stuff. It's with that extra money that they're getting. I think it's starting to make sense, guys. We'll be right back.
Where do you normally shop at?
Safely.
Which one? Cedar?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went shopping?
Maybe a week ago.
What did you buy?
We got pasta.
What type of pasta?
Spaghetti. Sauce. And rice. Those big bags of like not the ready rice.
What's it called?
That's like those big bags of rice that you actually have to like cook, not the microwavable one.
Not like the Uncle, what's his Uncle Ben's, not one of those with the actual cooking rice. Mm-hmm. What else?
Corn. Cans of corn. Because we've gotten those for free from the money app that we have.
What do you do with the cash back?
Whatever need that month. And just do one this month to money. Before the van broke down, that was pretty much our gas money. Usually.
Okay. On days like Saturday and Sunday when school's not in session and you guys don't have to walk, Gabrielle's at school, who makes the foods?
Either Anthony or Anne Marie.
Anthony or Anne Marie?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't do any of the cooking whatsoever, like ever dinners or nothing?
Anthony's always been the chef of the house.
When you guys eat, tell me about that.
What do you mean?
Do you guys have family dinner? Does one kid eat at a time? Will you guys eat at a table, on the floor, on the bed, on a couch?
Me and Anthony usually eat in the living room on the couch that's right next to the dining table. And and the girls will sit at the table and they'll eat first, and then the boys will, because
Girls eat first?
Yeah.
That table? The dining room table?
Yeah. And then the boys will eat at the same table when they're done.
And is that for all meals?
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast, lunches, and dinners, or anything in between? Like, that's...
Kids will, like, if they have, like, a little snack or something, they'll just sit in front of the TV and eat it. But other than that, they all eat at the table.
Okay. I want to go back to, like, the last few meals that we've had.
So we're going to skip this part. She doesn't speak very fluently. I don't know if that's just because she's nervous. I don't know if she usually is a yelling person, but she has a lot of vocal fry in this, and it's very difficult to understand. And when she has to rattle off these lists about what they ate at different meals, it turns into a long video. This is like a 6-hour video. I'm condensing it. So let's just say the boys didn't always eat what the girls ate. The girls got to eat at the table first every day, and then the boys got to eat afterwards. And they ate different things oftentimes, even though I think she misrepresented what they were eating. This is what she was saying. So we'll skip forward from that.
Okay. How often do your kids tell you that they're hungry? I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old at my house. And my 2-year-old doesn't speak all that well, not like my 4-year-old. My 4-year-old's way more articulate. She's 4. She tells me when she's hungry. Mm-hmm. But my 2-year-old, he maybe can't say conversationally like what we have, right? But he'll go to the pantry and he'll dig around and try to pull out fruit snacks or try to open up the fridge and grab an apple juice or something like that, or applesauce. How often are your kids expressing that they're hungry?
Mm-hmm. Usually right before, like, main meals, and then after.
Say it again, I'm not following.
It's usually like right before, because they know generally around the time of day we eat, so if food's not ready, like, before they say something, then they'll say they're hungry. And then the boys, after they eat, sometimes they'll still say it, but I stop giving them more after, because they'll eat until they throw up.
Tell me more about that.
Like, if we just let them eat however much they want, and they'll just keep eating, and then make themselves sick. They did a lot at Emory Junior's house.
When was the last time that happened?
DeShaun did it, I want to say, about a week ago.
Where was that when that happened?
That was at Emory's.
Seniors?
Yeah.
I refer to her as grandma as now. That is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I mean, are they, when they're expressing they're hungry? Tell me how they're doing that.
They'll say I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. Do they try to get into stuff? Like, do they do it at times when it's inconvenient to get them food ready, or when you're busy?
Usually they'll say it, like, as the food is being made, they'll smell it and be like, I'm hungry. But other than that...
Well, tell me about times when they're trying to get into food when they're not right around those times. Because I can tell you that I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this right here. This is not enough to sustain a kid. You and I both know that. Okay? There's one bowl of oatmeal, if that, is not enough to get someone through a whole day. A slice of bread, especially kids when they're growing, when they're at their peak. Maybe an adult, maybe. But I promise you, and I know your pediatrician would agree, that what this is right here is not enough to sustain a kid. Having kids myself, I know that when my kids are hungry, when they ask me, even if it's inconvenient, and sometimes I don't want to do it, they'll go off and they'll try to go do it themselves. And yeah, sometimes it's irritating when they go through the pantry and they're tearing down stuff and things are falling off, and I get that. So tell me about the times that they're saying I'm hungry or they want food, not around dinner time when you're cooking.
At night when they're about to go to bed, just when they're sitting meals, the boys will just go and get food though at night.
And do they get in trouble for that? Because they're getting into things? Tell me about that, getting into trouble.
That we put in time out, or if it's like late, like literally like 2 a.m. or whatever, then they'll get spanked and sent back to bed.
Tell me how you get them.
Just like this.
Bare hands?
Mm-hmm.
Do you use any objects?
Mm-hmm.
When they go to timeout, where do they go?
When we're in the living room, then they'll sit like in like, kind of like a corner, a timeout corner in there.
What about when you guys aren't in the living room?
It's usually when we're in there. They're only in the room for when they sleep.
So when I'm looking at this here.
When we put them in timeout and we're not watching them and reviews, and they're in there.
When I'm looking at timelines of when you're feeding your kids, we're looking at our first breakfast is 11:30, and dinner's at 5:30 to 6, right?
Yeah, recently we were eating late, but
we'll just call it 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. 6:30 is 12 hours. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 17. They're going 17 hours without food between meals. 17 hours. That's a significant amount of time. I know that when you leave my kids alone hungry for a lot less time, they're getting into stuff and they're causing a little bit of a ruckus, right? Tell me about your kids doing that.
Well, go get food.
They'll go get food?
They'll leave your partner just that everything's low, so they can reach pretty much everything in the kitchen.
Tell me about how they get in trouble when they get stuff that shouldn't be.
They take it until if they didn't eat it already, or didn't finish it, because it's usually the last thing was the whole loaf of bread.
So they're going in there and they're going in there and they're taking bread, and that's your guys' allotted food. I get that. All right, so we're taking food from them and putting them in timeouts and spankings. Is that my understanding?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are they going when they're going to their timeouts?
To their timeout spot.
Where else in the house do you put them in timeouts?
They're in the room, they'll kind of just sit there and not be able to play, but there's not like an actual spot.
How do you segregate them from the other kids or something? How do you put them into timeout? Because I know that I have two kids again, right? So I can talk to you as a parent because I am a parent and I have kids that are right around your age. And I guarantee when I put my 2-year-old or a 4-year-old in timeout, if they're in the same room or if they can even see each other, timeout doesn't go like timeout's supposed to go, right? They're making eye contacts and they're playing and you're trying to, hey, stop it, you're in timeout, right? What do you do to separate that? How do you fix that? What do you do?
The girls usually know not to look at them and the other way around. They're not separated room-wise. We just have to keep telling them not to look at them or telling the girls not to look at them. And usually just fine.
It's hard dealing with 4 kids. It's hard dealing with 4 kids. And you and I both know that this is... It's obvious what's going on. Lizzy, what happened?
I don't feed them enough.
Why don't you feed him enough? What's going on? Hey, I understand parenting's hard. I get it, right?
I didn't even realize how bad though. I thought I was giving him. I thought I was giving him enough.
Lizzy, honestly, how can you look at me and tell me that? You know.
I don't know. The girls have been gaining weight. They eat the same as the boys do.
I mean, you can look at your 2 boys, and you look at your girls, and you look at other 4-year-olds, and you look at other 6-year-olds, and they are obviously not the same. You know what I mean? And I know that you were done with Dr. whatever his name is from Mountain View just 6 months ago, and he didn't have the concerns that we're having right now today. What happened in 6 months? Something changed. I don't know. I mean, I haven't problems dealing with this? With 4 kids? Having problems with the financial stuff? Like, what led you to the
Everything,
point?
money, lack thereof. It's like, I mean,
Lizzy, what led you to the point of saying, I'm not feeding my kids anymore?
I don't know. I honestly don't. But
Can I level with you a little bit?
I'm a terrible mom. I've
No.
known that for years.
No, I'm not saying anything about you being a terrible mom.
It's obvious, isn't it?
No, but, one of your kids is saying that just this morning you guys DeShaun for getting up. Whereas the sun was coming up for trying to get food and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. I
Right?
didn't even see him this morning. Until it was too late.
I know you know about it.
You know about what? Him being spanked? I ain't talked to him this morning.
Little Anthony's it.
I don't know. He didn't tell me he did. I wasn't up earlier, or I would have known.
So it's forms of discipline. If I'm understanding you right, sometimes we're taking food away. We're putting them in timeout. We get spankings, is that it? Or is there other things we're doing too?
No, that's what it is.
When you told me, you said, I know I'm not feeding them enough. What makes you think that?
He doesn't gain weight.
What about more specifically over the last couple months? Again, when we talked to Dr. Bosch, I think it was Dr. Bosch, he expressed they're a little bit underweight, but nothing to the grave danger of malnutrition that you're going to die underweight. So what changed these last couple months?
Well, it hasn't changed. I stopped getting money. We don't have a place to live.
That's a lot of stress on you, huh? And then let's face it, 2-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds, when they're all, that's a lot of energy running around when you're stressed. I get it.
It is, but I didn't mean to kill him.
No.
I really didn't.
So what's up with these diet pills then? These
Those are
caffeine pills?
mine. I was taking them to lose weight, that's it.
You're taking them to lose weight?
Yeah.
Why do you think you need to lose weight?
When I was first put on anxiety meds, I gained.
What?
When I was first put on anxiety medication, I gained like 100 pounds, and I was like not 200 pounds at one point. And ever since then, I've been trying to get as small as possible to never feel like that again.
Where do you keep those pills again?
I don't have them anymore. I threw them away
Where were you keeping them?
in a suitcase because I never got them out after we had moved back here.
Where was your suitcase?
In the closet.
In the closet? In the house?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's kind of where they've been hidden this whole time.
Until he found them, and then
So no one's been in that. No one's been in the van since the last month since it's been broken down. That's everything you guys have has been moved out of the van and into the house.
we still have like blankets and pillows and stuff in the van and their car seats and stuff. But other than that, it's empty.
Lizzy, when you look at your kids, you can see them smaller. You can see them getting smaller. Could you see them over the last 6 months change?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts when that was happening?
That we needed to do something to help them gain weight. So we told Emery that when she'd make them stuff like rice or pasta or something to add, I needed oatmeal to put butter and stuff in it. It's like a fat, I guess. And she did.
But it wasn't working though, right?
It was for a while until the pills, and then after that,
What type of caffeine pills were they?
I don't know, just over-the-counter weight loss meds from Walmart.
I know you said you didn't mean to kill DeShaun,
I didn't.
but when you're looking at this timetable of saying the kid only eats once every 17 hours,
Yeah, I can see it on paper. It looks like that. I fucking swear on everything. It was not my intention for any of them.
even when they're eating once every 17 hours, they're breaking into the pantry to eat food, and we're taking them away because they're eating the food. Or putting them on timeout for an extended amount of time. It sounds like what you were telling me earlier is they go into timeout for however long their age is per incident of bad behavior, which could be multiple times throughout the day. We might be neglecting them a little bit. Do you see that at all?
So,
I mean, I guess
I'm trying to.
You what?
So I guess so. I don't know. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to go to raise them to be a parent. Obviously, I'm a shit one that deserves to die too. But I still try. I get it. I failed. I'm a fucking huge ass failure. And all you see me as is some stupid black girl that killed her kid. And I'm sorry.
Those aren't my words.
I don't have to. It's all it is, isn't it?
I mean, was there ever a point when you see your son shrinking up, you're thinking, this needs to change or he's gonna die?
Yeah, he would say it out loud to Anthony. He said, truthfully, that's why he told me as soon as he gets the food stamps, like he's gonna be on a fucking Pediasure diet and taking him to Phoenix and all this other stuff. And it was all for nothing anyway.
I can tell you love your kids. You have a mother's heart. I get that. And you can tell it wasn't your goal to hurt your children. I get that.
I never wanted them hurt. Ever since they were born, I only wanted the best for them, and I was never able to give them that.
Has this been hard on Anthony? Not necessarily son dying, but just this last 6 months?
Yeah, I guess. He doesn't really show his feelings or anything, but I know he's a lot stronger than I am. He hasn't been in and out of facilities his whole life and fucking sank with belts his whole childhood. My parents dumped me a long time ago.
Do you think, I mean, seeing how his child was all locked up and stuff like that, do you think maybe Anthony did something?
No, you wouldn't do that.
I mean, obviously these malnourished, they're not getting food, but do you think he would have done something horrific to put him out of his misery or something like that? Or, I mean, what, is he capable of something like that?
He would never do any of it to any of them. He loves those kids just as much as I do. He even took Naya in and adopted her.
Okay, so that's confirmation that one of the children is not actually his. Because remember, the grandma made the accusation in her interview, and now we just heard that he accepted her back with the child that's from another guy. So that's actually confirmation. The grandma was telling the truth about at least one thing.
I'm not saying this has anything to do with love. I'm just talking about empathy. I mean, because it's clear that the way your kids are living, they're suffering. They're not eating. They're not getting the nutrition. They're literally dying of slowly. I'm just making sure that what you guys weren't doing is prepping them to get there faster. I want to go back to you telling me about how you knew something needed to change and how you were telling Anthony about it.
What about it?
I want to know the context of the conversation and how that happened. That shows me your heart. That shows me that you care, that you're not just ruthlessly killing your kids. Right? I want to know about those conversations. I want to know how you knew if something didn't change, this was imminent outcome.
You just tell by looking at it, no matter what. He had so getting lower, and it was scaring me. And falling up, and he needs more.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, honey, and I get it. There's some Kleenexes.
So at this point, she becomes very difficult to understand because she starts to cry a lot. So we'll skip forward. Basically, he wants to find out if this was a plan between the two of them, husband and wife, or if it was Anthony's decision to do this, or if when she decided things needed to change. And of course, she's saying that she did not do this intentionally, that she tried to talk to Anthony. They tried to have a plan in place. So that's what you missed in that 15-minute period. I just had to cut that out because it was hard to understand her and I didn't want to frustrate you guys. But as we come back from this commercial break, they challenge her on some information that I think we hadn't heard yet. And so this is really important. We're going to find out exactly what's been going on with those doggone diet pills when we get back.
Hey, Lizzy. So when we talked to Dr. Bosch, you said you guys' last appointment was 6 months ago. And kids were obviously a little underweight and whatnot, but it wasn't a grave concern of his right away, or else he would have called us. And it wasn't to the point where we're at today. And so something turned and something changed a little bit, and I just don't know, and I'm having a hard time figuring out if it was something changed in the last week, the last month, the last 6 months, the last 3 months. And so I want to ask you more about those anxiety diet pills. Where did you say you kept them at?
They were in a suitcase.
So your other children are saying that those same diet pills are things that you would give to curb your children's appetite. Tell me about that. DeShaun said he thought it was candy.
He got into it because he thought it was candy, but I've never given any of them.
Well, how come your 7-year-old and your 4-year-old are telling me differently?
I don't know, unless they're they give. I don't know. I don't give them pills. I don't even give them vitamins.
So you're saying you weren't giving that to curb their appetite?
No, not at all.
Or to help with their appetite? Or as a supplement for their food? So they
I'll go under oath and say that I haven't because I've never done one. Okay.
So we don't know why we're getting that information from your kids? Talking with Grandma, she was telling us a little bit of the history that, she tried to feed the kids a little bit, and she was telling me that you guys have some fights about that. Can you tell me about that?
About feeding?
Mm-hmm. What were those fights about?
I remember fighting about over was sweets and stuff, or she would try to give them thirds or fourths and would try to just let them eat.
Try to give them what?
Thirds or fourths or whatever after they had already eaten.
Try to give them more food than what their initial serving? Mm-hmm. How come that was a big deal to you?
Because I didn't want them throwing up everywhere.
Well, when they'd eat too much, they would throw up, and you didn't want them to throw up, and that's why you're telling Grandma portion control? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
When I look at your kids, your girls look healthy, and your boys are a little bit smaller. Why is that?
She's gained weight since she started school because they eat there and the 2 meals before she gets home. I don't know why I've been the same, I guess. I don't know. I know she's anemic, so when she eats iron foods, and she eats a lot of it, but I don't know if why that would cause anything.
Are the boys a little more ornery about getting into the pantry and trying to sneak food and stuff like that?
They're the only ones who do it.
They're the only ones that do it? Is that why they get in trouble?
Now, as the case unfolds and they evaluate the apartment where everyone was residing, despite what the grandma was saying, everyone was staying there, they start to learn a little bit more information. And this gets kind of interesting.
Well, this is Detective Martinez. He was the detective that interviewed your husband. And
So Elizabeth, we talked with Anthony. Detective Portsmouth's talked with you. We've talked with with Anthony's mom, and we've talked with your kids. Everybody's painting a different story, a different picture about what happened. So trying to figure out from you the truth of what happened, and from what it sounds like, because you're not offering that. So can you tell us what really happened to DeShaun?
When I woke up, he was gone.
When you what?
When I woke up, he was gone.
Okay. So, where was he at?
He was lying down in our room.
Where at?
On the floor with his brother.
Okay. What part of the floor?
By the bed. The only open floor.
Okay. Well, I know that's not true because Anthony told me where he was really found and the condition that he was found.
Did you say it didn't exist though?
Which is not what you're saying.
Oh, no.
So how was it?
No, I haven't completed it yet. Okay.
He was found on the floor.
Where?
And
Where?
on the floor of the closet.
Floor of the closet. Why was he in the closet?
Because it was easier to hear him when they got it.
Okay. Easier to hear him when they got up. Why was he in the closet?
Because he would steal stuff.
What was he stealing?
Anything.
Huh?
Anything he could.
Okay. Why was he stealing?
He's been doing it ever since his brother showed him how.
Okay. Why are him and his brother stealing?
Because they can. So
What
they
are-
want more stuff.
Like what?
Mostly food.
Mostly food?
Yeah.
Why are they stealing food?
Because they weren't eating.
Because they weren't eating enough?
Mhm.
And why is that?
Because after we would give them food, they'd still be hungry.
When did DeShaun go into the closet?
Last night,
At what time?
I don't remember.
Approximately?
I don't know. 8?
Before you went to bed?
8? What time did you go to bed? 7 or 8? What time did you go to bed?
Later, I don't know.
Okay. So tell me about this morning. How did you find DeShaun?
Well, we found
Who found him?
Anthony.
Okay. And he was in the closet?
Yep. The door was open, but I didn't know if he was. I didn't know he was dead.
Okay. Was it just the two of them that were in the closet? Or just DeShaun?
Yeah.
That's not what Anthony's telling us.
It was both of them in the closet. I don't know why he's saying it is.
Sorry, I thought you were saying it was just DeShaun. Both DeShaun and who?
Yeah.
Okay, how long have they been staying in the closet?
I don't know. It hasn't been that long. It was after they stole a whole bunch of stuff. I got really sick from it.
Okay, and when was that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Is food all that they were stealing?
They stole pills, they stole food, and they stole drinks.
Pills, food, and what?
Drinks.
Drinks. Okay. How long have they been going into the closet? That they've been. Was it last night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has it been before that?
What's your name?
What was they stealing?
Staying in the closet.
Yeah, we have.
Okay. Last week? The week before that?
It's probably when they started. I don't remember how long.
So if Anthony told us it's been for a month, would you disagree with that? No?
I have a bad sense of time.
Okay. What pills were they stealing?
And they took caffeine pills.
Did they know what those were?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why they took them?
Because I thought they were candy. They were gel pills that were sweet and tasted like candy.
Okay. So tell me about last night. So the kids went, did both of them go in the closet around 7 or 8? And then you stayed up for some time after that? And what about Anthony?
He was up.
He was still up? Okay. When did he go to bed?
I don't know. I fell asleep before he did.
Okay. When did you wake up?
11.
a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was Anthony doing then?
Laying down next to me.
Okay. And where were the kids?
Anthony was walking out of the room. The girls were asleep on me. Well, one was on the floor. And DeShaun was laying down in the closet.
Okay. When you said that Antoine was walking out of the room, how was he leaving? Was he walking or was he sneaking out?
Sneaking.
Sneaking? Why was he sneaking out?
To get food, probably.
Okay. So why does he need to sneak out to get food at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Because we weren't awake yet.
Because you weren't awake yet? What is the normal schedule of them eating?
That's everyone wakes up. They get fed, and I leave, and Anthony leaves to take them to take my daughter to school.
So then he asks her something that pretty much flies in the face of anything we've heard in this case by any of the suspects. This is crazy.
So it sounds like some of our other colleagues are there. It looks like there's boxes of food from the food bank. Is that true? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the short supply of food that, why is there a concern that they're stealing food or not eating enough?
Because those boxes are my mother-in-law from a while ago that she just gave us for packing.
Okay, so she gave you those boxes. How long have you had them?
Since we moved here.
Do they have food in them?
Mm-hmm.
They said there's boxes of food in there.
I don't know what they're talking about because all the boxes that I know of are packed with clothes and just stuff from when we moved.
Okay. So Anthony came up with a plan to put the kids in the closet. And what did he say what did he talk with you about? Why was he doing that?
That was why, so we'd be able to catch him when they tried to sneak away.
So was there any conversation as to how to fix them having to sneak out to steal food?
Yeah, Anthony was going to put an alarm on our door.
And there you have it. Rather than deciding to go get a job, any job, Anthony was going to invest in an alarm to keep his kids from sneaking out of the bedroom and stealing, well, food. I guess we can all hope that his life sentence is filled with other inmates taking away his portions, allowing him to go to bed with a little bit of hunger for once. Now, Lizzy, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the suspects in this case, it would be Lizzy who would openly express regret in the court, stating that it was part of her that died with her son. But that would not stop the judge from sentencing her, along with her husband, to life without the possibility of parole for DeShaun's death. I'm so glad you took the time to join me for this series. I also hope you are also following the crime scene. Check in on their homepage. They've got some awesome content over there. Full-length, never-seen-before footage. Keep an eye out for their uploads on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And don't forget to check back here from time to time, because I'll be in the lab, searching for more insane interviews for my YouTube friends. And I'll catch you kind folks again right back here on They Caught Me. Till next time.